Welcome back to your favorite segment here on the JDOZ YouTube channel. This will be another history review. We'll be looking at some of the most important historical figures, starting off with some kings. So starting on the channel, we'll be looking at Henry VII of England. Later in the program, we'll be looking at Louis XIV of France. And to end this, we'll be looking at the Minnesota Vikings, the Kings of the North. Oh, feels good to be back, baby. Hey guys, what's up? JDOZ back again with another game review. We'll be reviewing the Vikings versus Bengals, starting as usual with the Vikings game recap. So starting off with the first quarter, we march down the field.
Playing it home for the first time since November 19th. Catch by Murray. Murray's got room. Murray down the side.
Right off the bat, and Murray finishes it off with a touchdown dive right up the middle.
Second and goal. Murray, he's in. Latavius
starts off this game right. The Bengals go 3-and-out. We might see this a bit often. We get the ball back. Vikings go 3-and-out after a holding penalty. Only a few times we get stopped on the day. Bengals up one first down on an encroachment penalty, and then pick six. Kendricks.
Dalton sets and throws. Intercepted. Picked off by Kendricks. Eric Kendricks looking for the end zone. Dives to the end zone. Touchdown Vikings.
We've been saying this for weeks now, that the one big thing our defense is missing has been the turnovers, and we got a couple today, and this time we got it for points. So hopefully this can be a trend going into postseason. Because, spoiler alert, we're going. Bengals go 4-0. Our offense stalls, but we get a field goal. The Bengals go 3-0 again. Lol. Offense shoots itself in the foot and we punt. But the Bengals suck, and they punt. We march down the field and in a nice inside route to Diggs, touchdown.
Shotgun for Keenum. Keenum throws, end zone. It's caught by.
The league extends. The Bengals 3-out again after a big Daniil Hunter sack. The Vikings punt again. Bengals have an awful clock management and they punt. This is where we punted near about the 5-yard line. They didn't call the timeout before we punted. They just let the clock run down. And then for some reason they were really weird in between spot, but they weren't sure if they should feel like running the clock out or actually go to score. So I believe they start the drive off with a run. Then they pass 2 times in a row. I think they're both incomplete, or the one was completed and it was short, something like that. And now all of a sudden the Vikings burn their timeouts, and now we have a chance to score. We don't come through because we have a bad punt return and it's halftime. Bengals go 3-and-out to start off the second half. The Vikings march down, carried by Murray, and a big catch by Jerick McKinnon.
Take it. Keenum will swing it to McKinnon. He's got room. McKinnon, sideline. Jerick McKinnon.
This could have been a touchdown if Keenum would have sold David Morgan, but fortunately enough, he did at least see McKinnon. He goes down the sideline and a very big completion, about 30 yards. He was huge on the day. Bengals go 3-and-out.
47 yards. Ball run first down. He throws. Challenged and intercepted.
We got field goal on that drive, by the way. Oh, we go 3-0. Bengals have a one long pass, but
Dalton, 39. It's complete and breaking free. Brandon LaFell.
don't worry, they still punt. They had the one time where he had LaFell, I believe, had a mismatch. He got over Newman, I believe it was. Got past Harrison Smith as well, and down the sideline, got about 50 yards on it, but he was on like the 10-yard line, so he ends up doing nothing as they still have to punt. We have another long pass to Jerick McKinnon.
Thielen sets up in the slot. Keenum throwing. McKinnon, another big game for McKinnon.
And after a few plays, touchdown, Kyle Rudolph.
In front of Murray. Keenum fading, throws, touchdown.
A man that was out, I believe Wednesday, he was ruled out. Then he gets upgraded to doubtful, questionable, dang game time decision. He's playing and he's catching touchdowns. That's Kyle Rudolph. That's why, if you want to know more Kyle Rudolph stuff, just check out on the JDOZ channel, the Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer. For your holiday spirit and Vikings fans near you, it's a great one to watch. And also cringy. And then, hey, the Bengals punt. Haven't seen that again. And now, after a big lead, it's time. We've been waiting for this all year. His knee gets hurt. Now it's the return of Teddy. It's a great experience. The fans go crazy. The adrenaline's got to be pumping in Teddy's blood. It's been 2 years since he's been on.
Bridgewater. Flip it. A little hot.
Field. That happened. So, it's okay. Bengals pick up a 4th down, but then they run it and for a touchdown. They blow our shutout late in the game. It was against our 2nd string defense, so I'll still give our team a shutout. We go 3 now after a Floyd drop, and then the game is done. There we have it. There's the game recap. A complete dominating victory by your Minnesota Vikings. And then nothing much really happens. Game's over. We completely dominated. Game over. So now after we seen the game, we saw that happen. You guys saw the game. Now let's get into the stats, nitty gritty, and my ideal thoughts on the game. And first off, I want to talk about the Teddy situation. It's 2 throws. Even if he completed both of them, even if they were both touchdowns for 80 yards, you have to tone it down. It doesn't really matter. Both were somewhat on the receiver as well. The high one that was an interception to McKinnon was high, overthrown. It's a short pass. He should have that 10 out of 10 times. And the Floyd one was just an obvious drop. So either way, not really Teddy, and it's just good to see him back, right? Either if you want him to succeed or you want the Vikings to have a confident backup, you needed to get that rust knocked off. Perfect time to do it. Maybe some time versus the Bears in a couple weeks. But maybe we got past that. Let's go check out these stats. So first off, team stats. Oh boy, it's one-sided. Pass yards, we had 222. We scored 34 points and barely got over 200 yards. And they only had 115 pass yards. Rushing yards, 124 to 46. About 3 times the rushing yards. Turnovers, we lost 1, they lost 2. 3rd down percentage, 33% for us, 7.7% for them. I believe we only give up 1 3rd down for them. So let's start off with the Viking stats. Starting off with the quarterback for most of the day, Case Keenum, 20 for 23, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns, a very good rating of 138.4. Now, unlike last week where his numbers probably look better, except for the 2 interceptions, he had 280 passing yards, I would say this is the much better day for Case Keenum. Even though there were a few times where he could have done a little bit better, like see David Morgan on the deep out, but when Jerick McKinnon's your first read after that, you can't really fault him, right? Even Tom Brady's not going to see a guy in the end zone. You can take 30 yards, you're going to take 30 yards and you see a man wide open like that. So you really can't fault Case Keenum. That's one of his better games of the year. And the way Teddy played, I think you can pretty much cement him for the start of the rest of the year at this point. And it was at least fun to see Teddy. So we already kind of talked about Teddy's stats. Let's look at the running backs. Latavius Murray had way more carries than McKinnon. He had 20 attempts for 76 yards. It's only a 3.8 average, but he did get a touchdown as long as 14. McKinnon had 9 for 24, only a 2.7 average, but he made up for that big time in the receiving game. We'll see in a bit. So only a 2.7 average there, and his long was only 9. Keenum had 1 attempt for 20 yards. Diggs had a nice little jet sweep for 7. Jerick McKinnon led the day in receiving. 7 receptions for 114 yards, as long as 41. Are you sure he isn't a slot receiver in disguise? Jerick McKinnon's such a great weapon that we usually don't use as much as we really should. Maybe it was a personnel mismatch. It's the Bengals that had a ton of injuries. But let's be real, it's the Bengals, not the Browns. Like, it's still a decent team over there, even though they're banged up. And Stephon Diggs is next with 5 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown on the day. Adam Thielen, one of his lowest games of the year, 3 receptions for 30 yards, no touchdowns, and 21 was his long. Latavius Murray had every running back was used pretty well in the receiving game. He had 1 reception for 28 yards. Kyle Rudolph, 2 for 17, but he did have the touchdown. Jarius Wright, 1 for 11. CJ Ham, 1 for 6. Jarius Wright got injured in the game. I don't know how serious it is. We'll talk about that in my game review coming up, or my game preview. This is a review coming up or later in the week. My simulation Tuesday. We'll talk about if there's news at that point. Defensively, Emmanuel Lemur and Kendricks led the team in 5 tackles. They both had a pass defense as well. Our defense was legit all day. It pretty much threw a shutout. It was legit all day. Another pass deflection. to Terrence Newman, who had 2, and Terrence Newman also had an interception. He was all over the place today. Besides for that one LaFell catch, I believe he was in the coverage there. And Kendricks had the interception and for a touchdown. Ty Forbath with 2 for 2 on field goals, and that basically does it. Let's look at sacks quick and down the list. B-Rob had 2, Hunter had 1, and a very quiet day for Everson Griffin. You'd think on a 3-sack day he would have 1 of them, but he did not. So let's look at the Bengals. It's going to be harder to look at their stats because they played their backups in the second half a whole lot too. Andy Dalton, 11 for 22 for 113 yards, a 27.3 rating. McCarron came in with 3 for 6, so they were both 50% throwing. It's kind of funny. Bernard, 14 attempts for 30 yards, a 2.1 average. That's how good our defense is. Receiving, LaFell led the way with 2 for 53. AJ Green, by many, a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. 2 for 30. Sorry, your Siri had to change your trip because that road is closed. And that was pretty much it for all their offensive stats. Their defense, not a whole lot better. Leading the way was Ray with 11 tackles. He was all over the place. But besides for that, there was the basic gist of the stats. I don't get too much in the Bengals stats, but you guys get it. You can look it up in your meantime. A dominating game all throughout. I believe I said we would win 35-10. I think I gave the Bengals a little bit too much credit, but I was fairly close. So there we have it. Give me your thoughts. How excited are you that we won the NFC North? And give me your playoff predictions in the comments in the comment section down below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video.